All right. So we got to talk about it. When you're on body game, you gonna have to say a damn word, bro. When I was in my bot years, when I really didn't know nothing about macros, calories, all that shit, I was kind of like the anime characters that just be taking W's without knowing what the fuck is going on. Like they just walk into a scenario and just shit. Everything just goes their way because like they're the main character. Like it's called plot armor, all that shit, right? So like I said, I used to work out a lot, calisthenics, crunches, sit ups, reverse crunches, all that shit, planks, and I was at like 8% body fat, right? You could see my abs without me flexing. Like I was just standing up and you would just see abs. And because of that, when I got on Tinder back in 2016, it was free real estate, bro. I was getting matches up the ass left and right. And at the time, I didn't know it's because like I was shredded as fuck. I just thought, well, bitches is digging me. Like I just must be him. And I'm going on cheek slaying expeditions left and right. Everything finally clicked for me when I got fat during the pandemic, bro. I started getting fat during the pandemic. The matches started coming in slower. And then it got to the point where I was like, bro, why am I going through so much bullshit? Like, it's actually getting harder to get box. Like, what the fuck's going on? And I wasn't putting the pieces together until I realized, like, wait. Someone told me, bro, you know what you need to do? You need to make a Tinder account as a girl. Make a Tinder account and sign up like you're a girl and use random chicks' photos and then swipe on dudes, pause, to see what your competition looks like. Bro, the day I did that shit was the most mind-opening thing ever. I was seeing dudes on body game. I was seeing dudes who were ripped, dudes with money. I was like, yo, this is who I'm up against. There were a lot of fat dudes on there too, but they would make up for it by flexing cash and like flexing lifestyles and all that shit. So that's how they got their women, right? After I realized this, I was like, yo, all of this shit makes so much sense as to why when I was like 8 to 10% body fat, females were throwing themselves at me left and right, bro. I said, bro, it's literally body game. The physique. The physique is what turned females on. And I was like, yo, this is why I was killing it. Because, like, I had some friends back then at the time. They were on the Tinder apps, but they weren't in shape. They weren't really getting any matches. And I was just killing shit. And I never really looked at the contrast then. I was like, bro, maybe your pictures aren't, like, doing you justice, bro. Like, you need to take better pictures. Bro, when you're on body game, your pictures can be fucking blurry and dog shit. As long as your physique stands out in those photos, females are going. As soon as I figured this shit out, bro, I said, all right, I know what I'm up against, bro. I got to get back in shape. Here's where everything finally clicked for me, bro. Back in like at the end of 2023, 2024, I was really trying to get at some milfs. Like, I was on demon time. Like, I'm not saying I'm not on demon time anymore, but I was definitely on demon time back then. And I was like, yo, I was working this job in the middle of this rich neighborhood. Like, the houses there went for 700K starting. So shit was expensive. Like, you wasn't getting shit there for cheap. And I was working at this restaurant, and hella white milfs used to come in that bitch. I was like, yo, it's time. I started shooting shots. And the thing that occurred, this only had to happen twice for me to realize what the fuck was going on. The first time it happened, a group of women came in. They were having a girls' night out or whatever. Some of them were old as shit. The one that I was talking to was like 35 years old. So we were talking, we were hitting it off, we were chatting it up. And then at the end of the night, she told me that she was married after she gave me her socials and shit. And I was like, damn, bro, I ain't really gonna like try to do nothing because like this is a rich white neighborhood area. I'm not trying to get picked off by nobody jealous that the BBC was up in his wife and shit. So I was like, yeah, I ain't really gonna try to pursue this further. But at the end of the night, everybody was like substantially more drunk. And one of the girls, like one of the MILFs, lifted up my shirt. And I was at like, I'm pretty sure I was over 20% body fat at that time. I was like, that's interesting. She was checking to see my abs. Needless to say, I didn't crack any of them chicks because like the ones that were doing all that shit, they were married. And I wasn't trying to get caught up in that shit. But I was like, yo, this is a very interesting experience. Like, a very interesting reaction that happened. The next time it happened, I was actually sick. And I don't mean like sick from like a cold and shit. I was sick mentally. Like, I was sick. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I could have bagged that. So this is what happened. Well, two things happened that fucked me up, right? So one of the chicks at the job that I was cracking, her mom came there that night. But her mom came with like the baddest fucking MILF that I had seen like in years, bro. Shorty was like in her 30s and shit. She was a pog, nigga. I'm talking about like bubble butt, like donk, jiggly, ass shaking in them jeans. She had some good jeans. Deep blue eyes, blonde hair. I'm telling you right now, there was no other going more than I would have been going that night. I was chatting her up. We're hitting it off. And then the fucking girl, her mom, the girl that I was cracking, her mom fucking came over and was like, wait, are you so-and-so? Like a dumbass, I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh. And then she turned to the lady and was like, this is who my daughter's been seeing. I was like, bruh, there goes the ass. I watched it fly away in the arms of an angel, nigga. I was like, all right, I just fucked this shit up. Probably shouldn't have told Shorty like who I was, but it is what it is. And then after that shit, she was like, yeah, she wasn't going no more because like obviously if your best friend's daughter is cracking the dude that's in front of you trying to crack you, out of respect and loyalty, you're going to go ahead and turn him down because like it just fucks the whole dynamic up completely. So she asked me, oh, did you like the goods? Pointing to her ass. And I was like, can I touch? She was like, yeah. So because there was a bunch of white dudes around and all that shit, and I'm on the clock still, I couldn't wind up and fucking give her ass the slap that I wanted to, so I just gave her a little pinch. And then we were wrapping up the conversation, and then she did the same shit that the other lady did, bro. She lifted up my shirt to check for my abs. And at that moment, all the puzzle pieces came together, bro. I was like, yo, if you are jacked on BodyGame and in shape like you need to be, you don't have to say a fucking word, bro. Your abs will do all the talking for you. Your abs will pull the bitches for you. You don't even have to be there, nigga. Send your abs out on a fucking wheelchair. However, send your abs out on a tray. Send your abs out on a fucking Tesla robot, nigga. The abs gonna come back with the bitch and you gonna get to cracking, bro. After I realized that shit, I locked the fuck in. I got my abs back, and shit has never been easier. I look at the dudes that aren't on BodyGame and I'm like, bro, if only you knew, bro. The reason why she's leaving you on deliver for 12 hours, leaving you on scene, receiving your message, but posting on Instagram, because you don't have abs, bro. You're not him. And like I said before, as a dude, I go to the gym, and I see dudes in there with abs. But I kept forgetting, like, when you leave the gym, you were just in a condensed area with dudes that got abs. When those dudes leave, they become scarce once again because the general population is cooked, bro. The general population doesn't have abs. I know the percentage rate is really small, but like it's in the single digits the amount of dudes that can actually see their fucking abs. And it's all because they eat like shit and they don't work out. So if you're a dude and you're trying to get chicks, you're trying to get laid, and you don't have abs, I promise you right now, bro, if you lock in on your nutrition, up your protein intake, stop eating bullshit, stop eating sugars, cut back on the sugars. And that is the hardest part, because when I cut back on the sugars, I didn't even realize that I was addicted until I finally stopped like having cravings for sugars. I was like, holy shit, bro. Like, I don't even miss it anymore. And I lost so much weight from that shit. I got my abs back, and I was like, yo, it's free fucking real estate. Because I get back on Tinder, and there's literally no competition because everybody is literally fat as shit. So all you have to do resistance training, eat hella protein, stop eating bullshit, get enough sleep, and you will literally have bitches lined up begging to get cracked. Because that's what the fuck's going on. It took me from literally having it all and then losing the shit to understand what it meant to have that shit again. and now I'm pretty much like fucking unstoppable. And I'm only gonna become more unstoppable. I'm like a fucking stock, because as time goes by, people are only getting fatter, and the fatter people get, the more in demand people that are in shape will be. You're a dude with a six-pack and you show up on fucking Tinder, bro, you're gonna get fucking laid. So this was the video that I hope would encourage you to start practicing body game. And if it's not, you just need to understand that you're cooked for life, and that you will never you'll never be a woman's first choice again. Like, you're probably only gonna get it if you get on like List Crawler and start paying for box, which at that point there's no saving you. But yeah, that's it for this video, bro. Hit the comments if you got something to say. I got time, so go ahead and say whatever. I got time, just know that. But that's it for this video. I'm out of here. Get in shape or get left. Peace.